Okay, so it's time for the final step here, and it has been really interesting. Thank you very much for having the invitation for this conference, and I don't speak English very well, but I give it a try. So I'm Johan Christensen, and I am the manager of Klevs Gård. It's a family-owned farm here right in the middle, about 100 kilometers north from Gothenburg. Right, we see the ocean up there in the really left corner. And our farm has been in our family a little bit more than 100 years. And today we are growing about 500 hectares of farmland that it's organic certified today. And we're growing mainly wheat, barley, rapeseed, grass seed, a little bit of beans and peas and flax or linseed. Yeah, and a little bit more of small crops that it's more. It's a little bit of fun to grow the small ones, but it's not. It don't give that much money. Then we have egg production with 6,000 free-range chickens. We also have a self-service shop on the farm that we sell the products that we produce. So everything in the farm shop is from the farm, and it's mainly the eggs, but it's also rapeseed oil from the rapeseed, and we have a little bit of different kind of seeds from the rapeseed and from the beans and so on. So it's pretty popular. And it's we are situated just at the coast, with lots of tourists in our area that visit the shops. And we also, in the low season, we have like a contracting service that we help people with different kind of tasks that they want to help. So when they are not at their summer house, we help them with taking trees down in the gardens and fixing things, and then they come back and have a good holiday. So it's also a way for us to have our employees and the machinery working all around the year. So have and we are really involved in this transition that we have been talking about today. And I think we need to think of a farmer more like a food or feed producer. We have so much more that we are gonna do in the future. We're gonna produce energy, and we're gonna produce all these green atoms that we're gonna use for different kind of material production and so on. So, and especially it's my interesting in this kind of questions that makes it very fun to work with it. And why are we interested in the biorefining process with a green biorefinery for protein production? It's not actually the protein, it's for me it's the growing of grassland. And in the beginning I told you that we are organic certified farm, and we have been that for 5 or 6 years, and we started that process when we had a collaboration with a biogas plant in our area, Rena Hav in Kungshamn. They started the biogas production with the waste from fish waste, and then we saw it was really good for us to switch over to organic farming because they was producing organic fertilizer at that time. So we switched over to organic, and we also at that time started a collaboration with in the Symbiosis network in Sotenäs kommun, and it's a network with Sotenäs kommun had a center role there, but lots of companies that are involved in this, and we help each other to find flows between our companies. So if somebody have a waste product, we can use it somewhere else that we can make it a good business case. And a few years later, or at that time, 2018, 2020, the biogas plant, they decided to also create the company Smögenlax. There they want to grow land-based salmon. And we are especially looking into that the feed for the salmon. How can we do a sustainable feed for these fishes? Because the feed we have today in the big salmon farms around the world is maybe not the most sustainable feed we can have. We maybe need to find other solutions, and it would be really nice to see if it's possible to put that grass protein in there, but it's challenging. We have Marcus here. He helped me to explain how hard and tough this is, because it's not easy. But we think with a lot of work we're gonna make it some way. Maybe not that we can change all of the soy with grass protein, but we maybe can change a part of it. So that is also a connection to biorefinery. And when we're starting this organic production and growing the organic crops, we know it before, but it's really confirmed that it's so good to put grasslands in the crop rotation between the normal cereal crops. It helped us a lot to use our machinery much less for taking weeds out of the fields. Now we need lots of mechanical weed treatment because we have no chemicals that we can use in the production. We need mechanical weed treatment and lots of diesel fuel we use there. If we put a grassland in the rotation, it's going to be much less problem with that, because then we cut the weed all the time and put it down. So it's good. And it also need less fertilizer for the cereal production, because we have lots of this nitrogen fixed crops like clover or alfalfa in the system that produce nitrogen to the other crops. And we have followed this Green Valleys project for 5-6 years now, and we have been in Denmark and looked into that, and we really understand that the biorefinery need to be, as we have heard before, together with a biogas plant, especially now, before we have hit other, or before we can find other alternatives for the fiber. Then it's really important to have it close to the biogas plant. And about 3 years ago, we talked to Sotenäs kommun, and we asked them, can you help us to make a project that we can see how it would look if we put the biorefinery with our conditions. We have the biogas plant Renahav. It was 10 kilometers from the place that we were planning this. It was not possible to put the biorefinery at that biogas plant because they hadn't any room, and it was very lots of houses and no farmland around there, so it was completely the wrong place to put the biorefinery. But we have that, and we make this project to see is it possible with that kind of conditions. And that project was ended exactly 1 year ago now, and we found out that it is not possible to put it that far away from that biogas plant. And also another challenge was that the Renahav biogas plant is just handling liquid substrate. They don't have any solid substrate in there, so it was not an easy way. So now we are in a big biogas project together with around 50 farmers. There we see, can we build the biogas plant on the right place? There we also have lots of farmland around that we can in the start make biogas from the manure from the farmers. It's especially milk production. And then we can integrate this biorefinery close to that from the beginning, making everything the right way from the beginning. So that is what we are into right now. We have put in the Klimatklivet application for the biogas plant. And I don't think we're not gonna put a big scale biorefinery from the beginning, but maybe we put a pilot plant or something like there, so we can start up, because I think it's very important to start up this kind of pilot plant. That's the best way to learn things about how to do this. But we have a little bit of political barriers or things that we have to discuss here. And I think this is the most important, that we have discussed before, both in subsidies for the investment and also in the beginning subsidies for the production, but maybe just for a few years. But we have lots of cost that is in the beginning that we need to have that the government have to pay us for, because otherwise this not going to happen, I think. And we have talked about it before. Fredrik was talking about it a little bit, and we have been in touch with a Swedish Environmental Protection Agency. That's the organization that handling the Klimatklivet. And I think we need some kind of clarification how to put a biorefinery in. How do we do an application for this, just the biorefinery? I think there is solutions that we can put the biorefinery together with a biogas plant, or also maybe together with a pyrolysis or so on. But if you're gonna have a standalone unit and put this application in, there is really tough, because you can have they say that you can have small amounts of pollutions that comes from abroad, but the main part need to be in Sweden. And we have discussed this, how did Lantmännen really does their application, but I think it was more about switch over from animal protein to vegetable protein. So I think we need clarification here. I think we need continue this discussion, because it's really important. Otherwise, it's tough. And if the Klimatklivet is not the right program for this, we need other ways to finance this, because it's not possible to make the calculation, not in our area here in Sweden. Now at the time we need at least 50% or something for the investment in this. And then we have this operational or the production subsidies. And there is actually, I'm going to show you a slide how it looks for Swedish farmers in this area. I think it's almost the same in the whole part of Sweden with these subsidies. It's little small differences, but especially it's about that the subsidies must be at the same level for grassland as for cereal crops. And there is really big differences if you are a conventional farmer or if you're an organic farmer, if you're going to use this grass for biorefinery. So I'm going to show you a little bit about this, because it really makes sense when we discuss this things. And it's especially important in because we have subsidies in low productive areas, and also for organic production that support the production of seed, but not for grasslands. So it's even more problematic when you are in this kind of areas. And it's lots of numbers here, but I can try to explain a little bit. We have 4 different kind of, let's see here if we can, yeah. We have 4 different kind of situation, we can say, this 4. And this is conventional farming in high productive areas. And here you have a conventional farming in low productive areas. And you have exactly the same with the organic in high productive areas and organic in low productive areas. And then you have this different kind of subsidies we have today. This is the main subsidy. You get it for all land. Then you have this subsidy for low productive areas, and you get it both in conventional and in organic. But only, you see here, this column in each of these one. This is for cereal crops or annual crops, and this is for grassland. But it's only, this is for grassland when you don't have any animals connected to the grassland, because the system is like, if you have animals, you get support for the low productive areas and the organic areas if you have animals that eat the grass. But if you don't have any animals that eat the grass, you are out of the system. So then, so we have this organic subsidy here for these 2 situation. And now next year we got a small subsidy for just growing grass, but it's just in productive areas. It's not in non-productive areas. Maybe that's right if you have animals, but if you have this system, it's a little bit, it's going to be even more wrong, I can say. So, for example, in this conventional production, you actually have a little bit more paid for growing grassland than if you grow cereal crops next year. So that's a little bit a step in the right direction for that kind of system. But if you see here, there I live, for example, we are in a low productive area, and we also have organic production. We got 4,200 crowns for the organic, but we only get 1,600 for growing grass to biorefinery. So it's a difference of almost 2,600 crowns per hectare that need to be covered some way. Otherwise, we can't produce any grass for biorefinery. And I think this is really important to understand this. Otherwise, we can stay here and talk about that we need to increase the production, but this is really why we don't do it. Yeah, thank you.